Welcome to Black and White Gaming's Game Club. That's right, the BWG Game Club, where every week we're playing a game up to a certain part, and then we're discussing the game. I'm here with my compatriots, Johnny Bag of Donuts, aka John. We got DC Man 054 / the Colbert 12 / the Real Kratos, aka Devon.
Boy.
And I am Super Game Geek, aka Peter. And we're here playing Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. This is episode 2. So last week we got up to the Revolver Ocelot boss fight. We got the key card from what's his name, Kenneth Baker. We got the optical disc, and our mission for this week's episode was to find Dr. Hal Emmerich. We had to talk to Merrill and basically just progress. We have to stop Metal Gear. That's the mission right there. Stop the nuclear launch. Stop Shadow Moses' nuclear launch, which Liquid Snake and his cohorts are trying to pull off. So guys, we had to get up to, this week what we played up to was we had to get the level 4 key card. That was the checkpoint that we needed to make to finish this week's section. Guys, broad terms right now, what did you think of this week's section?
Devon?
Piece o' cake. No, I liked it. I liked it.
I had fun. I had fun continuing the story.
Definitely.
Nice.
Even though it's a lot of cutscenes.
It's so many cutscenes.
It's a doozy. It's a doozy.
I'm just gonna ask you guys right off the bat, how long did this section take you? This week's section take you?
Took me, I think, like it was like an hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
I'm gonna say 2 hours. Just about 2 hours.
2 hours. It took me an hour, 23 minutes, 26 seconds. Actually, probably like an hour 25 because I totally messed up on my recording, and I didn't record like my first screw up, which we're gonna get to right now.
Oh, good.
So last week we finished the Revolver Ocelot boss fight. Ninja showed up. We had a little scuffle with Ninja. And then
not
Kenneth,
the streamer.
not the streamer, an actual ninja, and stealth camouflage. He definitely had that, and he cut off Revolver Ocelot's arm, if you guys remember, and then Kenneth Baker died in front of us after our scuffle. So, guys, first thing we had to do was head outside of that boss fight into the armory. And what was in the armory? There were guards now patrolling the area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. And we had to get to the elevator. Guys, how did this part go for you?
I failed probably twice, and then I went a little M9 happy. I was so close to making it, fell through the floor. And I was like, good, that's great. And then
That's right. There's the trap doors in this section. That's right.
Yeah.
And I forgot. And then I finally made it to the elevator and made it. But it was, honestly, I'm having a little bit too much fun with the game, right? Like, just too much. I wouldn't think, like, playing it, I'm like struggling at some parts, but then once I get it, I'm like, man, that was good. That was great.
Even though you like some screw ups might be frustrating, I will agree. It's becoming a lot more fun. I'm definitely enjoying it.
I was saying it's like it's easy hard, right? It's not hard, but like it's punishing in the fact of like you really do have to sneak around.
Yeah.
Or you'll get caught. And getting caught is just annoying versus actually being hard.
Because you can't quit right on the spot, so you're just like, you get caught, and I literally put my controller down, and I'm like, what?
Dude, back in the day, I swear to God, I used to spend so much time, like, you'd get caught and you just run around and hide until it went away. I used to do that all the time. Like,
right.
Not like just get shot and die and restart. Like, I would just run and hide, and then like evade, and it'd be like, oh damn, now I gotta like make sure I really don't get caught. Dude, this time I get seen. I'm just like, I do the same thing. I'm just like, whatever, just shoot me. Snake's on the ground, just like laying there. It's like,
I'm like, then you just hear him.
I will 100% agree with that assessment. Like, I feel like back when I first played this game, if I got caught, I would run away and try to survive and be like, oh man, oh god. Now I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna wait until I die and start it over.
Just like, fuck. Like in that room, the armory, when I don't know if it happened to you guys, but like you go into like the one room with the fucking lasers, and just like, and I was like, fuck. I was like, well, just shoot me now. I'm not gonna fucking run away.
And that is the main reason I want to talk about this section, is because of that room introduced the first infrared lasers that you can't see without either the thermal goggles or cigarettes. So if you run into this room, there's 2 lasers. There's a FAMAS on the other side. All right. So if you get past the lasers, you get a little reward, you know. I mean, you can run right through the lasers. You just get detected. It sets off an alarm, and then everyone's alerted to your presence. And I definitely did that. And when the alarm got set off, I wasn't sure, like, what happened. And I was like, oh, God, this sucks.
So this is what it looks like to have the
to have the thermal goggles on. Yeah, so the thermal goggles, basically it's like predator vision.
Yeah, wish I had those.
And then basically I'm trying to kill myself with grenades because I think that will work. Like, that will speed it up. By the way, your grenades don't hurt you, I guess.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Because I was throwing grenades and they did not do anything to me.
Damn.
So I'm not sure if that was a glitch or if they really just don't hurt you. But, like, I'd see the other guys, like, the soldiers around me, they would get hurt when I'd throw them. So, yeah, the game has finally introduced infrared lasers. These are, like, pretty forgiving ones in the first section because all it is, if you walk through them, it sets off the alarm and then you're being chased. Once you get to the elevator, actually, before we even get to the elevator, I'm going to let John take this for a little bit. After I grab the FAMAS, I run over to the elevator door and I take a little detour and I hide in one of the blown open walls. And I make a codec call to a young woman that I need to talk to. But only because my good friend John alerted me to a little frustration before I even started playing this section. So John, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Well, this might have been the reason why it took me so long playing it, is that they keep referencing to call Meryl on the codec, and her codec number is on the back of the package.
Before you continue, I'm just going to say, if you don't know who Meryl is the niece of Colonel Roy Campbell. Continue, John.
There you go. And so it's like, look on the back of the package, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, at this point, I picked up like a cardboard box. I'm like, there's no way it means that. Fast forward, I did definitely try to look in the box somehow. I'm like, all right, package. Maybe it's the disc that was giving me. That's like the package, right? And I'm like, all right, how do I look at the fucking package? I'm like, is there something they're doing with like first person mode? I'm like, no. All right, looking, fucking trying to go back through the armory of stuff, trying to find like a package that I could like look at. Like, I went back to where Baker's body was, and I'm like, where the fuck is this stupid package that they're talking about? And I was getting so mad. So I give up, throw in the towel, and I do a little Google search, and so happens that the codec number, which for anyone listening, it is 140.15. Don't waste your time. Just that is the package. The codec number is on the actual back of the like CD case that you purchase the game in. That's Kojima being sneaky as fuck and, you know, trying to be like, oh, it's immersive, you know, it's on the package. Like, which is cool, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I wasted a good amount of time just trying to figure out what they meant when it was actually the physical game box that they were doing.
And thanks to John's troubles, Devon and I already knew what the codec number was, so we were able to make the call without any issues.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, I didn't even care if it was gonna be somewhat of a spoiler. I was just like, don't waste your time. This is her fucking number. Like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
So you call Meryl, and you find out that Meryl was the woman in the cell next to the DARPA chief. Snake immediately tries to hit on her.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
They're rookie's eyes, right?
No. They're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Dude, just throwing everything at it.
Yeah, he was like,
You
just
know why they
throwing
call me
everything at the
Solid
wall to see
Snake,
what's there.
I'm a legend.
Yeah.
So you have a long discussion with Meryl. And it's actually, I felt like it was a really long discussion. I was like, wow, they're still talking. But they talk about Foxhound. They talk about the training that she went through. They talk about how she's not ready to be a soldier because she couldn't pull the trigger. And she's worried that, she's not going to live up to everything that, live up to her father, live up to her uncle, But she wants to help out. She tells Snake that she's going to open up the cargo hold doors in the hangar so he can proceed with his mission so he can stop Metal Gear. She also has the detonation override keys. Yeah. So those are needed to stop Metal Gear from launching the missiles. So he needs those keys. She got them from Baker, and the only reason she got captured is she was with Baker, and they both got captured, and that's why they were both being held captive.
Yo, she's low-key a freak too, because she said, women have multiple hiding places.
Yeah,
right. I forgot about that.
I have in my notes right here.
I was like, yo.
Oh yeah. That's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep them hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
What the fuck? Your Snake, he's gonna be like,
ooh, I'll take that with the tips of my fingers.
He said that, and I started dying, dude. I was like, what is this game?
Oh, God. Yes. She mentions the override keys. He asks why they didn't take them when she got captured, and then she mentions her numerous hiding places.
yeah, numerous.
So after you hang up on Meryl, you actually yell at her, you're like, because Snake at first is like, oh, stay safe, stay put, you need to stay safe, it's dangerous out there. And by the end of the conversation, he's like,
okay, let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
This is pre-Me Too, where you could yell at women and it's okay, it's fine.
Right.
This is fine at this time period.
oh, God. It was overall a very amusing, even though it was a long conversation, a very amusing conversation.
Yeah.
But I hopped into the elevator after that, because obviously we called at different times.
I think I called after taking the elevator up. I think I called.
That's when you called. Gotcha. Yeah, I took it before I took the elevator. John was running around everywhere, so who knows when he called.
It was actually one point where I went back down to the armory and I fucking fell into the hole. As I ran, I was like, God damn it! Of course, this fucking number.
I'm so glad that we all fell through the hole. By the way, I fell through it the first time, then Devon fell through it this time, and you fell through it. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Snake was just like, ah, and I was like, good.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go. Reload.
You make it up to the hangar, and before we continue, I forgot to let Devon know, because I did tell John this when I saw him earlier. You'd be proud of me. You would be proud of me because I restarted the game.
Oh yeah.
And did it on normal difficulty with the Type 2 radar.
Oh, you restarted the whole game.
The whole game, played through it all the way to this part on normal because I was like, I can't take the easy way out.
Hey,
especially because
you could have. I probably would have.
Especially because John would rag on me by the end of it. He'd be like, "Well, Devon and I really beat it, dude."
Yeah.
You get up into the tank hangar, and she opens up the cargo hold door for you. And what's in there waiting for you? More infrared lasers in the cargo hold area. And if you run through them, they will lock down the area and put a poisonous gas, and you will die. Guys, did you make it through this in one shot?
I did. I crawled through it.
Oh,
Nice.
So
really?
I watched you walk through it. I crawled through it and I just timed it as I kept going. I literally just kept going, just straight.
Wow.
all right. That's cool.
You crawled
probably-
through it? I looked at the lasers and I was like, I don't think I can crawl through this.
I crawled straight through. I was.
Wow. Wow. Very nice, guys. Way to go, everybody.
It.
So you make it to the other side, past the infrared lasers, and you're in a snowy little area.
Yeah.
And then you get a mysterious call. Someone calls your codec. And I wanted to know your reaction to this person's name when he called you.
I remembered once I saw it.
They
What it was. I was like, yeah.
So this mysterious person calls you and tells you that there's mines all over the field, so to be careful. And he's like, and Snake's like, who is this? And he goes,
Just call me Deep Throat. Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal? Never mind about that.
And I was like this. I was like, wait. What? I was like, yo, this game is wild.
I like how they tried to play it off too. They're like, the Watergate informant? And you're just like, yeah, all right, Kojima, we know exactly what you.
so if you guys didn't know, if you know where the mines are, you can slowly crawl over them and you can disarm them that way. And that not only can you disarm them that way, you actually pick them up and add them to your inventory.
I thought there was like a special button you had to press, so I just left them. I was just like, nope, okay, fuck it. I don't need them.
I honestly, now that you're saying this, I remember that, but I didn't pick them up on mine.
Me
I
either.
just
You didn't
avoided
pick
them.
them up? Alright, so I remembered that and I was like, yo, grabbing these mines, let's go. What I did was I grabbed all the mines, except for one. There was one that I missed, but I made sure to grab that later. But one of the reasons you want to grab all the mines is because it makes the next part a little easier if you get it done, if you do it right.
Good.
Why? Because the next part, you run into, who wants to take it? Who wants to say the name?
Devon.
Vulcan Raven.
That's right. You run into Vulcan Raven. Let's talk about this cutscene.
Yeah, this cutscene, dude.
Vulcan Raven's entrance was very laughable to me, but it was still enjoyable.
My favorite part is when he laughs. It has that mini cutscene of him laughing, and then like goes into the tank, and then it's just like, ba-dink, closes the top of the
So
tank.
annoying.
But the guy doesn't hit Snake. He hits like the ground like next to Snake, and it sends him flying back into the door. And then like he shoots even more that like sends Snake flying. And I'm like, no one can survive that. Like it's not like.
Well, apparently you've never met Solid Snake before. All right.
Oh, Snake finally stands up after getting tossed around, and Vulcan Raven does his doink, gets into his tank, and you have to fight a tank that's being controlled by Vulcan Raven and 2 genome soldiers.
Good.
Guys, how did this part work out for you?
Man, it took me a little bit. Oh, speaking of boss fights, so everyone knows how my last boss fight went with my man Revolver Ocelot, how I went in with 2/3 health. I went in with half health this time. Mind you, there is, you can pick up a ration.
Yes.
It is frozen, but if you leave it, if you like equip it, it defrosts over time.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Yeah. If it's frozen and you equip it, it'll it takes probably 5 or 10 seconds. for
Which
it
is
to
pretty
defrost.
crazy if you think about
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fight was definitely a little bit challenging for me at first until I used the grenades, right? That's what I was using. I tried shooting at first, and then I tried using grenades, and I saw it mess up the tread for the tank, and I was like, all right, well, that's cool. I guess I can stop the tank that way. And then it took me a little bit to figure out what I actually had.
If you didn't know, the chaff grenades ruin the tank's tracking.
Yes, I figured out after, because I called or what's their face called?
Master or the other
Natasha. Yeah.
Nastasha.
Yeah, Nastasha. Yeah, she
Wait.
called and.
You called her? I don't think
No,
I didn't.
No. When it starts, she calls you. You get a
Really?
call on your codec. Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Like beforehand, you get a call on your codec.
I don't think I talked to her until after this boss fight.
Oh no, yeah. Because like as you start, you get a call on your codec, and then you press it, and then she tells you.
You know what? I feel like if you die a bunch, that's when she calls you. Possibly.
And guess what? You're probably right. You're probably right.
I
John,
definitely died a bunch, but
Yeah.
it was like more annoying. Like I knew exactly what I needed to do, and then it was just more annoying. Of like, I hated that I got shot immediately from the cannon, no matter what you did.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off. And then there's definitely times where like I was trying to crouch right where you are right now in like the vents, and it like the tank would just like run over me. So then I'd like be like spamming the crouch, and I would like go down, and the tank would be above me, and I'd like stand up, and it killed me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking like kill myself right now. But yeah, it wasn't anything too bad. The chaff grenades definitely helps. Yeah, I mean it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it definitely was a bad part. I did it in one try.
Nice.
Lego. I used that grate area, like right in the middle. Like that was my safe haven. Like I was in there for most of the fight. I would throw down just a chaff grenade, like right there, and once the tracking went away,
Grenade.
once the tracking went away, I would like hop up, switch to the other grenade, and then toss it at the gunner.
Smart.
Oh, see, I never even broke the tracking.
Oh, I never broke the tracking. I would throw a grenade directly at the gunner.
Yeah.
I think I only hit the tracks. Wait, are you talking about the tank tracks, or are you talking about the actual tracking of the tank?
Cannon trap.
Now I'm confused.
So there's the tracks on the tank that you
Yeah.
you can blow up, and it forces the tank to like stay where it is.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so you could do that. I never did that, but the
Okay.
chaff grenades just don't like the cannon can't
Yeah.
find you.
Yeah. I definitely did that. I did like half and half. I would just like get out and just like use my pistol and just shoot the guy in the head. And then at parts where it was getting like too close to me, I would throw the chaff and then have him get all mixed up, and I would just shoot him.
Gotcha.
I did not hang out in the grate whatsoever. I hung out over where the like the big oil thing is. That's where I hung out for most of the time. I was just chilling over there.
Oh, there it
And
is.
I kept running back and forth, and what was really annoying was when I would throw the chaff grenade, I'd run out, and the dude on the gunner would be like shooting,
Yeah.
and then like that one last bullet would hit me, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna freak out. But other than that, I got it pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, when you kill one gunner, the other one pops out. When the other one pops out, the tank becomes a lot more aggressive, and it's like really moving around. Which that part definitely got annoying, but I was still able to handle it the same way. You bring the second gunner down to 0 health, and we get a fascinating cutscene
What a great dude! This game's ridiculous.
of how Snake defeats the tank.
Greatest grenade kill ever.
Yes.
It's so good.
He pulls the pin of a grenade and he starts flipping it up and down. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm the man."
My
And then
name's
he
Revolver.
straight Pedro Martinez's it like right through the cannon.
Dude, I totally thought he was gonna go full bore and just do like a pitcher stance and then like a wind up and then like fucking throwing it in there.
I thought he would have kicked it in. To be honest.
Oh, imagine, and then jumped up and kicked it. The tank explodes, and a guard flies out, and is then on fire, burning, trying to put out the flames, and he tries to run at Snake, and Snake just knocks him out with one punch, and then grabs a key card off of him.
I'm surprised he didn't pee on him to put out the fire at the same time.
I love the cutscene. It's great. It's so over the top. But my problem with the cutscene is that this grenade explodes in Vulcan Raven's face,
And he's okay.
and he emerges from the tank without a scratch.
Nothing.
I guess that's just supposed to show you how beefy he is.
Right.
So he talks to Liquid Snake, and Revolver Ocelot is there as well. He talks to them over the radio, and Liquid Snake is definitely intrigued by Solid Snake, where Revolver Ocelot is very angry and was like, I want him. And Vulcan Raven's like, he is my opponent.
And he does tell Liquid Snake, like, don't underestimate him.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
which is dope.
And then he has a great line at the end of this where he's like,
The raven on my head, it thirsts for his blood.
and he like rubs his bald head.
And then he gets back in the tank like he's about to drive it again.
I know, like the tank's okay. He gets back in the tank.
It's
like
just cold outside, guys.
Like they just repaired it.
It's on fire. It's a nice toasty, warm fire in there. You know.
Speaking of it being cold outside, can we just talk about one thing with Vulcan Raven? And that's the fact that Snake has been injected with nanomachines and has a suit to withstand the cold.
Right.
And Vulcan Raven's out there shirtless.
He just got a fucking grenade blown up in his face. And you're worried about how cold he is? The dude's fine.
Oh, God.
He's okay.
Vulcan Raven just breaking the mythology of... or creating it, I should say.
Yeah.
There are no rules when it comes to Metal Gear Solid. You make it in to the next area, and where do you make it? None other than the nuclear floor.
Fuck this place.
Thank you, Devon. I agree with it. I agree with that.
I blew through this place.
The nuclear floor is an area where you cannot use weapons, because if you use weapons, it could break open one of the warheads.
Good.
And that will release plutonium into the room, and you will die. AKA, if you get caught, you die. Like, there's no way of getting out of the room if you get caught.
Yeah, and it's kind of bullshit because it takes even longer.
Yes.
Yeah, no shit.
Yes.
So stupid.
Which is why I'm like, screw this room.
This room sucked.
Especially because it's kind of dumb that you can't use weapons, but the guards still can.
Oh my
And the
God.
guards, like, willingly die.
They don't care, Pete, if they, explode the whole area. They're bad guys. It's fine. What pissed me off is, like, I can't even use my tranquilizer gun? You telling me I can't even do that?
Right,
Like, I can't even shoot a dart? Come on.
Dude, I was sitting here playing this part, and Sabrina was sitting on the couch behind me, and I literally kept hitting my... No, yeah.
I was like, where you going with this?
I kept hitting my chair, like, my arm, my fucking armrest, because I was like, I would get so close to the elevator, and then someone would be like, huh? What? I'd see him release the toxins, and I'm like, dude, sick. And I would just stand there, just, okay, Snake, there you go. Here you go. Dude's blasting me away with a shotgun, and I can't even use one weapon. Sick.
How did you finally make it by?
Let me see. I didn't go the way where the security cameras were. So I snuck up, right? I went all the way to the corner where the guard was. Like, he was at the corner, and he was, like, getting ready to turn around. And I ran to the elevator, hit it, the door opened, and as it opened, he was like, huh? And I ran in, got to the thing, and just went straight to the next floor. And I was just like, thank God.
I tried to go left because I knew that there was a security camera in the right, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. So I went left. There was a guard here. There was a guard right there making a round, and my controls just like locked up. Like, it wouldn't let me go into the locker. All I wanted to do was go in the locker and hide, and I screwed up, got caught right away, and then I was like, well, I need to die here. Like, that's all that can happen.
It's
even
crazy you can't get out of this. It's so weird.
You can't get out at all. John, how did you make it by?
So I think what happened was the very first time I got into the room, there was a guy like immediately to the left that saw me, and I got the lockdown thing. So the second time I went left again, but I went through the little racks that they had there on the left. I actually went to that truck that you were just by there, and I went inside and hid behind the box because I wanted to check around. Because now I'm pissed that like I didn't get the thermal goggles, so I don't want to miss anything. So I went and looked around the whole room, and didn't find anything, and then I ended up going left again up the stairs, and then just going to the elevator.
Gotcha. Well, that's how John succeeded. I will tell you my next screw up, which is I ran again. I went the same way, went up the stairs. I was able to dodge that first guard that caught me the first time, and I thought I was gonna be all sly and sneaky and like go up the stairs, but I went too far because there's a guard at the top of the stairs, and I got stuck and I couldn't crawl backwards. And where does he turn immediately? He turns left, and he saw me, and then I got caught again, and I was like, damn. And I just had to sit there and take it and die.
Sucks, dude.
The third try, I went the same route. I do want to point out one dumb little thing. You know how you have to crawl under the cargo door?
Yeah.
To get into the room? You have to crawl under this door to get into the nuclear floor room. And I was lying down, not even through the door, and the guy saw me that was walking.
Yeah.
He was like, huh? And he started walking over there to like he was gonna like somehow like go through and find me.
Right.
I was like, dude, what? Like, keep walking your path, AI. You don't know what you're doing.
All right.
So third try, I go up the stairs again, and I'm thinking, hey, I won't go all the way up the stairs. I'll only go halfway up the stairs, and I'll crouch, and I'll be okay. That's not the case, considering that the guy who's patrolling the catwalk up there, he walks the entire length of the catwalk. So he immediately turned and started walking towards the stairs and saw me hiding there. And again, had to start it over.
There could be people hiding in the stairs like you did. You gotta walk that whole catwalk.
He did his job. He did his job very efficiently.
Yeah.
The fourth time, because that was try number 3, I finally got to hide in the locker, waited for the first guard to pass by. I was okay. I knew I could wait just long enough for the guard patrolling the catwalk to walk the other way. And when he did, I ran up there and I snapped his damn neck because he's a little pansy and he needed to go.
I finally figured out how to do that too.
I'll say,
sick.
is it just being behind them and hitting?
Yeah, if you stand still behind them, you just hit A and then you keep tapping A. If you move the stick while you're pressing A, you'll flip them. This also taught me that you cannot take a guard with you on the elevator. Because I tried to like hide the body on the elevator because I was like, I probably shouldn't leave this body just like outside the elevator.
Yeah.
And I brought the body into the elevator with me, and then it wouldn't let me interact with the console. The moment I dragged it out, it allowed me to do that. This part also reminded me that if you keep picking up an unconscious or dead guard, they have a chance of dropping an item for you.
Yeah.
Oh, he gave you a grenade.
Yep.
Can I just say, like, I killed, not in that room, but I killed a guard sitting next to a railing. I gave a little headshot, and he fell off the fucking railing onto the floor below. And I was like, fuck! Because I was like, it was going to be, like, right where people were patrolling. And I was like, well, shit! I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, that's kind of cool, though, that they put it in there.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, fuck.
I went straight to basement 2. I went to basement 2 first, and when I went down to basement 2, you walk into this area and it's filled with gas. Not only that, there's an electric floor, so you can't proceed. And obviously, when there's gas in a room and an electric floor, that's where you need to go. Mm-hmm. So, the game gives you a little cutscene of what you need to take out in order to stop the electric floor. And it shows you exactly how to get there, as long as you're paying attention to it.
Yep.
If you don't know what to do at this point, or you make it to this point without going to the other floor that you can go to, Deep Throat calls you. Actually, Deep Throat will call you anyway. But Deep Throat calls you and says, "Watch out! There's gas in the room. An electric floor." Like, you couldn't tell that to begin with. And then Snake says, "How am I supposed to get by it?" And Deep Throat says, "Use a remote-controlled missile." Like, those are just hanging around, ready.
Oh, that's it? That's it?
Hey, if Deep Throat says that they're there, they gotta be there. You also find out that Hal Emmerich's in this room. Like, if you hover over the wall to the right, in the
Gotcha.
initial area, it'll show you that Hal Emmerich is right there.
I saw that green dot. I didn't even think of
Right.
like what it
Looking.
could have been. I was
Yep.
like, oh, okay.
So you have to go to basement 1. In basement 1, there's a couple guards patrolling. Guys, tell me about your experience on basement 1, because this is where you get the remote controlled missile.
Right, I did this part first before even going to basement 2.
Me too.
So,
Me too. Yeah.
so I snapped that guard's neck in the bathroom. That's where I first learned how to snap a neck, and then I threw him in the bathroom stall. This part was actually really easy, and then I just went into the other room and waited. I went into the other room, and the guard like goes around, and then when he goes around, he leaves, and he also goes in the bathroom.
Yep.
So then I followed him to the bathroom, and I snapped his neck, and then I threw him in the other bathroom stall, and then I grabbed the missile and I left. I was out.
Nice.
Gone.
John, how did this area go for you?
Very similar. I went into the bathroom and snapped the guard's neck, and then I didn't realize that the second guard was coming, so I panicked and tried to open the stall door and and drag his body in. But by that time, the guard already saw me, so then I tried to get into the door and close it and just hide back there. And they ended up breaking the door down, and it was just bad. But then second time around, snapped his neck, put it in there, and then waited for the guy to come in. I snapped his neck and put him in the other stall as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you grabbed the missiles and you were on your way.
Yeah.
I did something similar where I snapped the first guard's neck who was in the bathroom stall, because you can head into the bathroom and there's a guard taking a piss, and you can just make sure that that's the last thing he does with his genitalia ever again. So snapped his neck, and then I thought, hey, I'm gonna hide in this other stall, and I'll be all right. But when I tried to do that, the guard walked in as I closed the door.
Just taking a dump, man.
Yep.
Don't mind me.
And so the guard walked up to the door, opens it, and I'm like, damn it! So I get into a little tussle with the second guard. Oh yeah, he straight booted me. But I ended up winning in the end.
Yeah.
I see that you were trying to do it before he called his friends.
Absolutely. And I did do it before he called his friends, but I guess he must have pressed the button because
What the fuck?
they reached out and they were like, hey, you need to, someone respond.
Yeah.
During this moment, too, I learned, and I was really annoyed that if a guard's unconscious and you shoot at them, they don't die. Like, if you shoot them, you'll wake them up. And that's what happened.
Because I feel like I shot a guy on the ground, and it definitely killed him.
Yeah, for me, that didn't happen. Like, I aimed at the unconscious guard, stars were flying around his head, I shot at him, and he woke up. And then I kept shooting, but he was invulnerable. And there was nothing I could do. So I had to wait till he stood up.
I thought you shot him with the SOCOM, not the SOCOM, the M9, but you did shoot him with the SOCOM, so
Yep.
yeah, he should have died.
More guards run in there because people have been alerted, so I run into another room, hide in the locker. I wait for the radar to disappear, and I'm really annoyed that I got caught. So the first thing I do when I leave the locker is I take aim and I shoot the guard that's patrolling the area now. And I feel great about it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to continue on my way. And that's how I got the missile. Then I went back down to to basement 2. And when you make it to basement 2, either for the first time or again, you have to use the remote controlled missiles to take out the electrical box that is controlling fueling the electric floor.
Yep.
Guys, how did this work out for you?
Man, boy, did I ever try so many times.
You have 30 missiles, so
Yes.
you definitely have more than enough tries.
It's just that O2 sensor going down, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and then I finally figured out that if you let go of the control stick, your missile flies faster,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
you just turn, or if you use the other control stick, right, your right one, you can turn a little bit faster. Like, you can look faster, right?
Right.
You see where you're going. It's just those fucking those machine guns, dude.
Yep.
Machine guns are brutal. But I finally got it. I just kept going, just whizzed by all these machine guns. Like, I tried to go in as far as I could and angle it right away, like how you did it just now, and then just let that baby ride.
Yeah, it's like the moment you move the missile. So the way it works is that if you don't move the missile, if the missile's moving in a straight line, it speeds up. So you have to make sure that when you make the turn, like that's the only turn you're making. And it took me a few tries because I would sit there and like mess with the missile too much, and I was like, Pete, you just gotta like let it go. You gotta let it fly. The first time I almost made it over there, I actually ran out of like the juice for the rocket. Yeah. And I was like, come on. But the very next time I was able to make it. John, how did this go for you?
Well, I didn't realize you can just go back out and gain the O2. So there's definitely times where I ran at O2 and I was just dying. So I just ran into the electric floor just to kill myself so I could start over. Yeah, I think, normal progression as far as like, the gun shooting. The biggest problem I had was I was half paying attention when I entered the room. So when it did like the, gave you the path of where you're supposed to go, I wasn't actually looking at the screen until like halfway, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I think I know where I'm going. And I would make it down, the first turn, the second turn where you have like the alley, of guns, and I make it to the end, and I'm like, where the fuck is the panel thing that I'm supposed to blow up? I did that like 2 or 3 times, and then I realized that you had to turn right again and then left into the thing. I was like, I'm stupid. But overall, not too bad.
Not a bad part.
Nah.
When you finally get it, it shuts off the electric field, but the gas is still in the room.
Yep.
You can grab a gas mask. There is a gas mask in one of the rooms.
I was wondering if that was the thing.
Yes, in one of the rooms, right in that initial alleyway. It's the third room on the right. If you go in there, there's a camera in there, but if you go in there, you can grab a gas mask.
Fucking Peter.
But the gas mask, like, your O2 still goes down, even though you're wearing the gas mask. It just goes down slower. Yeah. So, definitely a little disappointing. Yeah. But there are some other items, like, in the area, and you can take out the camera turrets if you want. Your true objective is to go all the way south and head to the right into the next area where Dr. Hal Emmerich is waiting. And there's a cutscene when you head through into the nuclear building area 2, and it is a pretty awesome cutscene.
It's pretty dope.
And what is it? It is our stealth camouflage ninja absolutely massacring some genome soldiers. Guys, what do you think of this cutscene?
It reminded me of Evil Within when Ruvik's going through.
Yeah, I never even thought of that.
That's what it reminded me of, and I was like, huh, okay. All right, I like it. But the cutscene was dope, dude. You can definitely see like some heavily, like, this game is like, we talked about it before, like The Matrix, just so heavily influenced, right?
Oh yeah,
that part was the best right there.
When he cuts the guy in half, like he kicks the guy over and cuts the entire body in half. Yeah. He is brutally massacring these people. Like this scene is very bloody and gory, and oh my god, it's just absolutely
his sword
insane.
Just going around him, just
yeah. When he gets shot at, he's blocking all the bullets with his sword, but it's moving so fast that it doesn't even look like he's moving his hand.
I have a note that says Fruit Ninja was awesome.
Right.
He just like cut the dude in half, and yeah, at first I thought it was what's his face, the floating dude, yeah,
Psycho Mantis.
And then because you can't really see, and then the people are like getting smashed up against the wall. I thought it was just like him controlling them with their mind, and then he comes out of his stealth camouflage. I was like, oh shit! I was like, hell yeah. Let's fucking get this done. And it's just like, oh, he cut him in half. And then it was like, everything was just like, oh, dude, he's like covered in blood. He's got this guy up on a fucking shish kebab. It was
so sick.
It was fun to watch.
Oh, the shish kebab part was pretty crazy. He has this guy on a sword, and he's holding the guy up just at the tip of the sword. Like, the guy's not sliding down the sword. Like, he somehow has lodged the sword in him so the guy can't slide down. And he's just holding him up with one hand. And then kicks him and sends him flying into the wall. Like, not only that, like, when he rips the sword out of him, the guy's like falling upside down, and that's when he kicks them and sends him flying into the wall. And that's what Snake sees
He does a little
So
Keanu leg thing. With, like, the-
Yep, exactly. Dude, like I said, the Matrix, bro. Like we said last time, heavily influenced.
So, what do you have to do after this cutscene? Well, follow the ninja, of course.
Dude, that's all I could think of when he walked into the room. I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to fight this dude." I was literally like, "God damn it! Did we just see what he did to Revolver Ocelot and to those guards?" I was like, "Great, this is gonna be another." I also went into here half health. I will say.
Damn, dude, you need to get some rations.
Yeah, it sucks.
So you walk in here, and the ninja is standing over our man of the hour, Dr. Hal Emmerich.
Hal P. Pants Emmer.
Yes, Hal Emmerich pisses his pants not once, but twice.
Double P's.
Yes. So Hal Emmerich pisses his pants the first time because the ninja has a sword to Hal Emmerich's throat. And then the second time is because after Snake appears, he shoots at Ninja, and Ninja turns around quickly and cuts the bullet in half and sends both bullets like around Hal Emmerich.
Literally like Deadpool. Like,
Yes. Yep.
Oh, what next?
Snake and Ninja converse, and Ninja turns around and says, "I've been waiting for you, Snake." And he starts talking like he knows who Snake is. Like this is someone that Snake should know as well. Like they know each other. Shout out to Rob Paulson for voice acting Ninja, by the
His
way.
name is Robert Paulson.
Uh,
His name is Robert Paulson.
Rob Paulson is the voice of Raphael in the original TMNT animated series, and he voiced Donatello in the like the 3D animated series on Nickelodeon.
Really?
He's a great voice actor. So when I saw his name pop up, I was like, "Yo, Rob Paulson! That's amazing."
I've been waiting for you, Snake. Who are you? Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless.
Ninja tells Snake, "I want to enjoy this moment," and Dr. Hal Emmerich runs into the locker to hide. He says some dumb thing like,
What's with these guys? It's like one of my Japanese animes.
and he says it in such a dumb way too. Like, he's like, "Wow, thanks for making all of us anime fans look horrible."
Facts, dude. Oh, dude.
This
I hate him. I hate this guy. And I'll tell you after.
It's
after this.
Japanimation. Okay.
oh,
After
we'll
this
get
fight,
to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
I hate him.
So he runs into the locker, hides, and then we are left to fight.
The most boring fucking battle.
Like, the way that they make Ninja seem, you're like, "Oh, man." But this fight, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of boring. So first off, guns do not work against Ninja. You cannot hit him with a bullet. However, they will help distract him.
Here's the thing. Guns don't work. Neither does C4, and neither do grenades. Let me tell you what.
Nope. You gotta use your cold hard fists. And I will ask you guys, Devon, you first. Go for it. How did this boss fight progress for you?
It took me a while to figure out how to do the boss fight and how to maneuver, but once I figured it out, it got pretty easy. There was just a few times where I screwed up. I did figure out that if you use chaff grenades, it does stun him for a little bit.
I did not use that.
Yes, if you use chaff grenades, he will stay in a part, and his camouflage thing just flickering electricity around him, and you can hit him. It doesn't do too much damage, not as much as it would if you were normally doing it around. But after I figured out his patterns and everything, it was pretty easy. It wasn't bad at all.
I agree.
I think my favorite part about this was the little hidden gems throughout it.
Yeah.
Right? The little GameCube.
I did notice the little GameCube while I was fighting. I was like, "Hey, there's a little GameCube right there."
And then Mario and Yoshi.
I didn't notice that until later. And basically when they made sure you saw it.
Yeah.
But John.
Yeah.
Go for it. How did this fight go for you? I will say before you begin, John, that I did learn that when he's like kind of has like that after image, he is invulnerable. So like you can't touch him like whenever he's moving like that. Like, it's without a doubt you can't hit him. But go for it, John.
I'm pretty sure that I beat this the first try.
I definitely beat it the first try. I don't know.
Yeah. it was a
Devon?
letdown for me. It was a little bit of a letdown.
Is that for our listeners? You gotta let them know.
I did not beat him the first try. Tell you what, I did not beat him the first try. Maybe the third. Sabrina will tell you, dude. I did not beat him the first try. I was struggling, dude.
It was pretty apparent. Like you hit him, and you could either get your full combo in, or if like it broke it up for some reason, you had to get out of there because he was just gonna come and attack you.
Combo breaker.
A little bit of letdown, just because like they made him out to be such like a badass character, and then like you're kind of just like running at him like it's like it just didn't really feel that tactical.
Come on, Snake. Hand-to-hand combat.
I would say that the battle just took time as opposed to difficulty, and is being patient, knowing when to strike.
It actually got easier as it went on.
I agree. I felt like it got easier. I felt like he was harder, like he was more sporadic and harder to hit at the beginning of the boss fight than towards the end.
I like the fact that he had phases, right?
Yeah.
Like he was like the first, like Vulcan Raven had like a phase, but he had like 3 phases, which were like I thought was pretty cool, right?
Yeah. This
First
one was
boss
by
fight,
far the
first
easiest one.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one? This one's
He goes camouflage at a certain point in the battle and just like kind of runs at you. And so I kind of cheesed it. And what I would do is I would hide like right next to a corner. So when he ran out, I would just run around the corner and just hit him because he has to like turn the corner to find you.
Well, I'm saying like when he goes invisible, he's just standing still.
He just stands still so you can run up to him and hit him.
Oh yeah,
Just
no,
punch
I
him.
just.
And then like you didn't have to do any of this. You'd just be standing there, and they'd be like, "Okay, I see you," bah! And then you'd be like, "Ah!"
You get your full combo and then run.
I would let him come to me. I was like, "No, you can come to me." A lot of it was just getting him to do an attack, and then you could immediately hit him right after, as long as you didn't get hit. During the fight, my health would hit orange, and if you were running around, Snake would bleed, and the health would continue to decrease. All you have to do is crouch, and your health will go back to blue.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. And Ninja gives you more than enough time to crouch in between his attacks. Devon's face right now.
That's why my health would always go down low. I'm like, well, he got me in the orange, and now it's just depleting at this point. Got me depleting. I didn't know if you just crouch, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's all you had to do.
Bro, this game sucks.
On the last phase here, I would just stand right in the middle there and just wait for him to come up and teleport. And then right as because he would like teleport like, 2 or 3 times, and then he would go to punch you.
Yep.
And his windup so large that I just like would jump out of the way and then be like, bah! And
Yeah. Like, this was hands down, like, the final phase of the fight was the easiest phase of the fight. It was just almost embarrassing for Ninja, because I was like,
you guys
dude.
heard it here first. Ninja is a bitch.
he would just walk up to you, teleport, and, like, do this crazy wind-up to punch, and you're like, oh, you're wide open.
Which really made me mad, because we'll see after this, like, the cutscene and how he reacts, and I'm like, why not just do that if you're Ninja and just fucking kill him? I don't know. But continue.
Exactly. I feel like this boss fight, this boss fight is like a kid with 2 toys that just keeps going like boom, 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 and banging them together, and it's like that's the boss fight. Because when the cutscene shows up after you defeat Ninja, it's a full-on fight. It's like I saw this, back to like wicked badass mode because it's a cutscene. But like I kept thinking, hey, if they did make a movie out of this, like I could see this being like the Raid Redemption or the Raid 2.
Oh, dude.
I
still think that this would be an
absolutely
awesome
insane.
TV show movie.
Yeah.
Like it could like if they made it serious and took out like a lot of the cheesy shit, which I know people are like, it's what makes Metal Gear. But like if it was like a severely serious, show or movie, it would be fucking dope, dude.
They could definitely do something really cool with this. Snake whoops Ninja's ass in the cutscene, throws him through glass and slams him against the wall. And then Ninja gets up and starts saying, "Do you remember me now?" And then Snake is like, "You were killed in Zanzibar." Not only Zanzibar, it's called Zanzibar Land, which is like the funniest name. Zanzibar Land. Dude, I'm like, what kind of weird ass theme park did y'all hang out in before this?
When they said that, I was like, cheesiest name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Zanzibar Land is from Metal Gear 2, I believe, where you fight a soldier known as Gray Fox. Gray Fox, dun dun dun, is Ninja. You find out.
It can't be.
I felt that, Snake. Do you remember me now? It can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar.
Ninja freaks out after Snake mentions Zanzibar. Like his electrical suit just like goes haywire.
It's because Ninja's a bot.
Yeah, and he then like goes around the room and like destroys half the room. He's just losing his mind.
He throws his tantrum.
Ninja mentions during his tantrum that he's losing himself, and that's because you find out later that Gray Fox, I'm gonna call him Gray Fox from now on because we know who he is, that Gray Fox died in Zanzibar Land, had a bunch of experiments done on him, on his dead body. He was reanimated, and he was like made into a robot.
Essentially like Winter Soldier-esque. But,
yes, exactly. Very Winter Soldier-esque. The Colonel like cannot believe that it's Gray Fox.
Gray Fox? Colonel, that ninja is Gray Fox. No doubt about it.
Ridiculous. You yourself in Zanzibar Land.
And then the story gets explained about how there were experiments being done. Those experiments that they ran on Gray Fox were the precursor to the Genome Soldiers. The Genome Soldiers exist because of the experiments they ran on Gray Fox and because they were able to build his body the way that they did. After you find out about Gray Fox's backstory, which if you had already played the previous Metal Gear games, you would know who Gray Fox is, but if you didn't, you'd be like, what the hell is Zanzibar?
It's a cool callback though if you had played the the other ones.
Absolutely.
Dude, these cutscenes, bro.
We get into a bunch of cutscenes with the Dr. Hal Emmerich, a.k.a. Otacon. Otacon. Why is he called Otacon? Well, during this conversation, during his hoorah moment, he tells Snake,
"Call me Otacon."
Otacon?
It stands for Otaku Convention. An otaku is a guy like me who likes Japanimation.
Oh my god.
Can we just like?
Are you an otaku too? I was so mad, dude. He said that, and I was just like, oh.
Can we just point out that he's standing
Fucking
here
weeb.
having pissed his pants twice still?
oh, yeah.
His pants are covered in urine right now.
Yes.
That's still the entire time. Like, oh yeah, he's walking around with piss pants right now.
Walking around with piss pants, limping because he got injured somehow.
Yeah, use that active camouflage on your fucking pants, bro. About that.
He tells you how he got injured.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle. Twisted my ankle, and now my legs are chafing.
Oh, this character is just such an awful character, and I'm pretty sure that
unanimously hated.
I'm pretty sure
everybody.
Hideo Kojima made him this way. Like he made this character to not be liked. But I love Snake's freak out on Otacon because it's similar to his freak out with Kenneth Baker when Kenneth Baker couldn't remember Meryl's codec. He just gets up and does the and like points the gun at Kenneth Baker. He asks Otacon about the nuclear missiles and how they're going to be launched and why he was developing Metal Gear to launch nuclear warheads. And Otacon's like,
It's a mobile TMD. It's designed to shoot down nuclear missiles, only for defensive purposes, of course.
Liar! I already know that Metal Gear is nothing but a nuclear-equipped walking deathmobile.
he picks him up and then he holds him up in the air for like the next like
long time,
3 minutes of their conversation. Like he's just holding him up.
I actually didn't realize until watching this it was that long. I was like, Jesus, he still got him up, motherfucker.
They hold him up. He finally learns that Otacon really didn't know about the missiles being launched from Metal Gear. He didn't know that. He knew that they were running like a dummy missile program, but he didn't think that they were going to launch actual actual missiles from it. What? Like, why else are you running a dummy warhead test? You learn that there are cannons, a railgun, and missiles on Metal Gear. Yeah. That is one of the best lines. Again, with the Japanese dialogue, there's a missiles, there's
now
a
that
cannon.
you said that, that's all I can see.
I was never told exactly what they armed Rex with. I only know it's equipped with a Vulcan cannon, a laser, and a railgun.
A railgun, you said?
Yeah.
A
The
railgun.
railgun uses magnets to shoot bullets at high velocity.
Bullets.
You then learn that Otacon's grandfather worked on the Manhattan Project, and
Which is cool.
and his dad was born on the day the Hiroshima bomb was dropped. So he's like, my family has such a history with chaos and nuclear weapons. But it is a cool backstory, I do agree.
But he ruins it with his...
Yes, because he tries to tell Snake like why he got into science, and it was to build anime robots.
Sex robots. That's the dream.
And then he goes. Then
Right
that's the moment where he gets his name. He says, "Call me Otacon." It stands for Otaku Convention. I always wanted to build this. I love anime, and anime helped like build the first robots ever. Yeah. And you can't help. I'm a huge anime fan. I love anime. I love comic books. I love video games. I'm a geek. I know it. But
It's in your name.
I can't help. I cannot help and look at this guy and say, fucking nerd. Like,
I just cringe every time he talks. I'm just like,
You're making the rest of us look bad, alright?
exactly. Oh,
really,
God.
I really sound like that when I talk about anime? Fuck. Ooh, fucking nerd.
Yeah, the two spots where it got super awkward was when he was talking about the anime stuff, and then out of the blue where fucking Snake's like,
You're not in pain, are you?
Huh?
You feel okay? Nothing bothering you?
What's wrong? You get all friendly all of a sudden.
No, nothing. Just glad you're okay.
You're strange.
I was so weirded out. I was like, this is taking a left turn out of nowhere. But then it makes sense, but it was just so weird.
Yes. Snake is talking to Otacon, and then out of the blue just leans in real close and grabs him by the shoulders
With a
and
weird
says,
face.
yeah, with a very weird face, and says, "Are you feeling pain?" I thought he was calling him out on his leg bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, why are you acting so weird, Snake? And then after that, he proceeds to say, oh, people I save end up dying around here.
Right.
And you realize it's because Anderson and Baker have died of heart attacks, so he thought that something was going to happen to Otacon. But Otacon tops that off.
I'm a little nervous. Everyone else I've saved suddenly dies.
You're bad luck.
Yeah.
It's like, that dude just saved your life.
Uh-huh.
During this part of the conversation, you get the level 4 security card, so you can now access level 4 doors, which is going to help us proceed with the story. So that we've met our objective for the episode. This was the section that we needed to play to. But I do want to call out one more thing. This launched on the GameCube, and they wanted to make sure you knew this launched on the GameCube, because toward the end of this conversation, you just see like two figures. You see a Mario and a Yoshi figure just in the background, and they like highlight them. They're like, Mario and Yoshi. This is on Nintendo.
It was like a cool little background thing, and it was like, even that last shot where it's still in the background was fine. It was when they did that pan where they're just like right in your fucking face. I was like, okay, we get it. All right.
Even the GameCube on the desk. I kept seeing the GameCube on the desk when I was running, fighting Ninja. I'm just like, oh, there's a GameCube there.
That's cool, though. I mean, that's a little nice little Easter egg.
Otacon agrees to help out Snake. He says that he can definitely travel around and make his way to where he needs to be because he has the stealth camouflage. He'll also, if you call him, get you ammo or rations.
Perfect.
Devon, there you go.
So Devon's going to need that. Tells you his frequency and then heads out. And then that's it. That's the end of the part. That's the end of the cutscenes. Guys, we finished this section. Overall, again, what do you think?
Beat games.
What do you think?
The only way. This is the only way I'm gonna beat games. This is it. This is it. Give me my homework. My homework for the week. I'm actually really enjoying this game. I like this. I like this section. I think this section was a little bit easier than the first section that we played. Honestly.
I like the episodic nature of what we're doing. I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's it takes me like, or at least this time it took me like a couple minutes to get right back into like the controls and gameplay, but I had an easier time maneuvering and walking around. So I'm hoping next week it should be pretty flawless and just actually be able to kind of do everything and have fun with it. But it's good. I like it. It's fun.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed it this time. As opposed to my first time, the frustration came from not knowing the controls and relearning how to play the game.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play it my way, and you have to play it the game's way.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to learn. Once you learn that and you learn the rules of the game, it's a totally different story, and you actually do find the fun in it.
I'm still frustrated that you can't crouch walk. That makes me really mad. There was one part in that that silo area before the girl unlocks the main door to get out of there with
the hangar.
Lasers. Yeah. I found the cardboard box, and I was trying I was trying to hide from these people, and the guy saw me, and I just put the fucking box on and I was sitting there, and he like walks up, and he's looking at it, and he like kicks it, and then he like picks it up. I'm just crouched there, and like, I was like, ah! So I just started running around, and then it like disabled the box for the rest of the time. There, I was like, you can't use it. I was like, that's cool too. Like, it's like,
that's amazing.
It's funny. Yeah. I do remember, if you find more boxes, if you go into the inventory, it shows where it says it's from. So it'll be like hangar or whatever. If you use a different box,
they'll know.
Well, no, they ship you to the other area. They actually they actually put you in like a truck and fucking go back to whatever area it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, are you ready for next week's checkpoint?
Yes.
We have to defeat Sniper Wolf.
Dude, I have memories of this fight, so this will be fun.
This will be good. We're letting anyone who's listening or watching know, because if you want to participate, feel free, play up to the part, join our Discord. The link is down in the YouTube description, or if you're listening, it's in our SoundCloud description, our Spotify description, our iTunes description. You can find it there. Join our Discord and head on over to the BWG Game Club channel and talk with us. Leave some questions. Anything you want answered, anything you want us to address, we'll address it in our next episode. So feel free.
And if you're watching these or listening to these, you can we've already kind of gave you a synopsis of what's going on, so you can cut the cutscenes out, and that will chop the game in like 3/4, so you can get to where we are at in probably hour 15 maybe.
Facts.
So you
Oh,
can
God.
get right to it.
Yeah, if you do play this game, get ready for tons and tons of cutscenes if you choose to watch them. But that's it for this week's BWG Game Club. Thank you all for watching or listening. We appreciate it. Give us a follow. You can find us on Instagram or Twitter at BLKWHT Gaming. The same thing goes for Twitch. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. That's always great. Trigger those bells. And yeah, talk with us. Feel free. Reach out to us at blkwhtgaming@gmail.com as well. If you want to reach out to us in private, you are free and welcome to do that.
If you guys are into fun little things too, Peter has started a TikTok, Super Game Geek. Check out the TikToks. They're pretty hilarious. Very good. Very original ones too. So check them out.
I'm enjoying it. I'm on the TikTok flow. Until next time, everybody, I'm here with Devon and John.
Bye.
Now Pete. It's been great. See you next time.